Welcome to Kahuna Trading once again, and I set this one up ahead of time because I was trying to get the lines all drawn in here, and let's see if I can tighten it up so we can see our stop a little bit. Our stop is down below a little bit here. Now this is GJ. The spreads are pretty good at Awanda, if you didn't know. That's one of the things I like about that place. We had this big push up into bullish territory, then we kind of came back down. We've got support here, so my guess is we may get somewhere back in the neighborhood of where we made it to before. We don't want to be too greedy, so we'll shoot for here, the pink line. Now, I theoretically took a buy in here somewhere because we kept hitting this red line support. We hit this. We're trying to go up. There was some profit in here, though not much. We're on the M15 time frame. Looks like we could be heading into negative territory here, but seems like our support zone is holding for now. So I'm going to speed this up a bit so we can get on with it here. And let's see how it goes. No. Is it going okay? Well, it is if we're not too greedy. That's always the question. And of course, the only perspective we have is Kahuna perspective. We have some stochastic. Yeah, see, we might want to wait till we can buy down in here, right? Now, we could have taken profit a couple times out in there. So, let's stop the trade. Let's change gears here, because, you know, I mean, a lot of people want Mr. Big Pips, and I'm not so particularly concerned with Mr. Big Pips. I'm concerned with winning trades, and there wasn't a lot of upside there, and well, part of what we're trying to do here is we're trying to decide, you know, how do we want to do these trades exactly? Because, you know, have you ever seen this before? Probably not. I've been working with the principles for a while, but actually having this tool right here, I've only had it for a couple weeks. Because we finally got it all put together here. So, you know, you might wonder, oh, why aren't you the master of all trades on this thing? Well, because it's brand new. So, you can say, well, then why are you selling it? You know, well, because it's kind of cool. So, you know, just because we don't have it all worked out here just yet doesn't mean there isn't a whole lot of potential going on in here. So, let's just be patient. Patience pays, as some of my friends say. And I do believe they are right. So, okay, let's say we want to go with a buy here. You know, that other buy was not the greatest because it wasn't low. You know, it's buy low, sell high. So let's call it the pink line. We get in somewhere around. We'll bounce off here somewhere in this range. There's a lot of activity, and these are all 15-minute candles, and you can use some other ways of getting in. Let's say we get in here, and let's say once again we don't want to be too greedy. In fact, at this point, let's see what we're offered here. What do we get? 11. 11. You know, what do we need for a decent trade? What is a decent trade? Well, there's 31 here. That would be a 20 pip trade. This would be 26 pip trade. I'm not sure we're going to get there yet because, for one thing, we got to work our way through here. So let's say no, we're not worrying about that. In fact, we're in. We've paid our dues. We're at 11. Okay, so let's say we only want to get to here. 10 pips. Why not? You know, let's just, because, you know, 10 pips, 3%. You put 10 grand on there, it's a few $100, right? It's not bad. Let's see how long it takes. If we get there, we'll find out. But I'm willing to take a look here, so let's take a look. Oh, I think I figured out what's wrong here is that, hold on, I'm going to fix this. Okay, now we're back. Oops. There we go. Now we're rocking. That's what I wanted. I wanted to get the full perspective in here. There we go. Now we can tighten up a little, see our stop somewhere down in there. Okay. That's better. Now we run. Okay, off we go. Well, took 2 candles. Now if we... And, you know, look how fast it came back down, but... So there appears to be some support here. But that was pretty quick. Hold on. Now, you could get excited about trying to get more pips, of course, but we're talking about putting potentially large amounts of money at risk. You know, because isn't that the goal? Hold on. Okay, sorry, I got distracted there with some live market activity we've been watching. Okay, so what happened here? Well, I was trying to re-evaluate, you know, now we're nowhere near up here. Let's see, how can we evaluate here? We're a little more bullish than bearish at this point. So, but we still don't want to buy high and sell high. We just don't want to do that. We want to buy low, somewhere down here. If we're going to buy, we don't want to buy high. We want to buy low. So let's do that. Let's put this down here. In fact, let's put it even lower for now. Let's put it the furthest line out here to buy. Our take profit will be, we'll find out where it'll be. For now, we'll put it at the gray line, but we're not sure we'll ever get there. We haven't looked at this pair for a while now. We've been doing something else. Let's see, how close is this stop? That's way close. So we'll see. We'll keep the stop outside for now. So okay, so for right now, we don't even know what price is doing. It's kind of bullish, but we don't want to buy unless we get down into a lower, somewhere down here, right? Stochastic, everything is low. Okay, so we'll take a buy somewhere around here, right? And we'll keep our stop out of the way. Keeping the stop out of the way. Now we could, let's say we save some. So we split the difference in the trade. We did half here, half down lower. That's going to split us right in the middle somewhere in here. Let's just say we did that. That's going to put us somewhere in here. Isn't that smart? We just got ourselves in the money because we're patient with some of the money. Not all of it. Now actually, if you're patient with the lion's share of the money, careful now. That's what we're doing here. Trying to stay out of the way here. This is GJ. GJ is kind of like GA. It moves quite a bit. Now, once again, we're lower. So, now we could have done the same thing I said just a few minutes ago. If we were Richmond, we could add to the trade again. So we put a small amount on the first trade. We doubled the position on the second trade. And then we doubled both of those positions on the third trade because we have money. Because we're well funded. So that puts us, let's give it the benefit of the doubt. We'll put it there, okay? So now we've got a pretty sizable trade going, but we've really improved our entry. We're not out of dodge yet. We're also not past here yet either. Now we're not using really much other than just what I've been talking about here to do this trade, and it's not going that well yet. And my guess is part of the reason is that for one thing, we should have marked where we entered the trade. How much time is passing. But, you know, that kind of doesn't matter. Because really once your money's on the line, I mean, unless you just want to lose your money, you kind of have to be patient with it. So where did we get to here? We got to not too far, 10 pips. How far down are we? Not that far, really. I mean, we actually haven't gone too much far below this, but but we have had some money in here to work with, so we were able to adjust the trade twice so far. Now we could have gotten out of that trade somewhere around here. Just because we're not happy about everything, we could have. There was an exit. Just saying, it was there. We could have waited, and we could have tried to get in lower. I'm just saying it's possible. You know, you don't think so, but you could have just said, "Oh, I'm in the green. I'm done." You could have and just said, "I'm going to wait for lows," because you're set up, your charts are pretty cool. So I'm going to wait for something down here, or something down here. And so let's say you did that. You closed and you waited. And you waited for a better price down here. Now you could say, oh, well, you're just playing the good trades here. Well, it's a possible scenario. You can say, no, you would have waited for Mr. Bigger Pips. I probably should have left one up here too, just in case, but we'll see. because here's where our original target was anyway. So yeah, we're doing a little better now because we weren't greedy. We closed. We preserved capital. We waited for a better opportunity, and so now we theoretically well, you can do whatever you want. I would be considering getting out of this trade around here. We're kind of up high here, and I would consider closing this trade and possibly going short here. So let's pause for a second here. So let's say that 22 to something up there was, somewhere around there was quite a few opportunities to escape. So let's say you escaped, and we're high, and this is what Mr. Market's offering between the white lines. And so for now, we decide, because stochastics are high, because everything else is high, CCI, RSI, we're going to go short in here now at this point. So now we're going to switch and put our take profit here. Stop loss here. Let her roll. There we go. May not go well. Market got a little more steam up, but we're trying to work from this side to this side. Okay, so we're a little tiny bit in the money. Now it's not so great. A little bit in the money now. We're short now, right? Because our stop is over here and our take profit is here. Our line's at 68. Well, now there's a decent profit. It depends on who you are, but if you had enough on the line here, we're talking 20, 30 pips now. Not good enough for you, maybe, but I'd be pretty happy with that kind of trade. Did we get down to the gray line yet? No, not really. So let's keep it there just for now. Not gonna be able to see our stop, but we seem to be okay for now. And so here we go. We're getting real close. What's going on down here? We're pretty close, so we probably want to just say uncle around here, right? So let's pause again. We'll say uncle. We're real close here, so we'll say uncle around here. Come on, you. So let's say we got out here. So that was 1868. It's a 50 pip gain. And now we're going to turn it around again. And we're going to try to be honest here. We'll put a... I don't know how much the spreads are here. Actually, the spreads are pretty good on this one, so hold on. Okay, so now trying to get this set up here now. Just so you know, we're not being greedy here. We're being cautious, and we're only putting. How much are we putting here? We are putting 1/4 of our trading capital, not our account. Trading capital on this trade. So let's say we had $1,000. That's nothing, but let's say we've got 1,000. So that means we're putting $250 on the trade here, right? So when it improves in price, not in our favor, of course, but gives us a better opening, a better price to enter, if it does. We're in the money now, so our 250 was making money for just a minute there. Now, The rule is I'm going to add another line here. Let's add another line here. Just whoa, we're making some nice money here. Now we didn't get all our money on the line, so but we're almost ready to hit our take profit up there, and this is going a little too good today, isn't it? Yeah. Okay. So let's pause again. So we hit our take profit 14. Yeah, nice. 80 pips. Like that? Is that it? Is it 80 or 90? Sorry. 04, 04, 10. Yeah, it's 90 pips. Gee, bummer. Okay, well, I was going to add to the trade, but so I need to change the color here. So let's pick a different color for adding to the trade. We'll pick, what are we going to pick here? Something, add, just so we can keep track of the original line. Actually, let's get one more in here. It's getting complicated, but, you know, the truth is that trading is complicated. I know everybody wants the nice simple solution. Just give me this simple solution. Yeah, it would be nice, but that's just not how it works. Oh, it could, I know, but good luck. I don't know, maybe you've got a real simple way of doing it all. And I see some people trying simple ideas, and it's not so easy. Not so easy. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to switch our position now. And we're going to put our take profit down here, somewhere in here. And we're going to put our just for the sake of swapping things, we'll just put the buy there, and then for now we're gonna put our reserve capital over here, okay, in case we need it. We're gonna put it on the other side of our stop. How's that for technique? So let's fire it up. So we're in. We have 250 on the line again, right? That could just go in our favor, and we could, if we get somewhere around here, where are we in it? We're in at 02. So if we get down to here, that's like 20 something pips. Let's see. It looks like it's going against us, so we're going to move our stop. And where do we want to enter? We want to hold out here for a while. I want to try, because you know our 250 could be 2,500 or 25,000 or $250,000. You know, we want to leave some reserve in here. You know, so now we're getting closer to this region, and this is. I'm gonna be careful here. We don't want to do it just yet. O2. Well, actually, this is pretty far from home right now. We're already 100 pips away from home. So we might want to add to the trade somewhere around here, but I think we'll just be patient. Just be patient. Hold on. We kind of want to watch what's going here, right? if all of this sort of makes it up into here, then we'll see where we're at here, and we may want to kick it up to 500 on the line instead of 250. We'll see. Now sometimes passing, of course. We're getting up there. And we're up pretty far from here, so we got a couple of darker candles. It was 100 pips away. Let's do it. So we did it. So we doubled the size of our trade. Now we still have another potential to double the size of our trade. See if we need to. Get this in the vicinity here. Where's our stop? Now currently our break even is halfway between these two, which is right about here, right? Our stop is still a ways out here. Now the market's moved considerably away from where we are. We need to get into here in order to be making money, right? This video's getting pretty long, but what's halfway between here? Somewhere in here. 02, 01, 50, somewhere here. So it looks like we need to get down around here. Just to break even. This could be tough because Japan's not been doing so well, and so GJ price could continue considerably higher. So we may not really want to be bearish on this pair. So that's some other things to consider. I'm just trying to go with just back and forth between the lines, and looks like that could be a little tough depending on the strength of the pair. Because some bulls last for quite a long time, especially against the yen right now. So we could be in trouble on this. So we might need to either take a loss or use our reserve capital to improve our position. So currently, we moved up to 50. Let's put it where it moved us to. So currently this would be our break even. And it's not looking good for the bears here. And it's probably not going to, because it's GJ. So this is where a little more homework on the higher time frames is warranted, and we're not using that at this point, and so we're paying for it. Okay, so now we were just pretty far up here. We could have considered doing the same thing and doubling the trade here to make it 1,000 instead of 500, which would have put us halfway. Let's just stop. So let's say, you know, we have deep pockets and we actually have lots more reserve. So we can do this, double the trade from here let's say it's 25. We split the difference between 50 and 25, right? So that would be 75, so let's call it 38 or something in the middle. So 50 would be 88, would be somewhere around in here. 88, 85, something like that, right? So theoretically, you could have used the white line, got yourself in somewhere in that region. There was a couple opportunities within that 15-minute period. Actually, this is 45-minute period here. And then, now, of course, I already saw it happen, and so, you know, you can say, well, see, that's easy. It's a hindsight trade, but yeah, it's true. But I'm just talking about if you've got the kind of capital that it takes to do such things. This is how you can repair a bad trade. I'm not saying that you would do it. You might just choose to take a loss. But see here, if you had done what I said, there would have been an opportunity within these two candles here below the middle line here. And if you were really good at it, you could have switched your position. You could have gotten out, seen where we are, which is low here. We don't want to continue trying to go south right now because, well, because the white lines are higher in the grid here, right? The white lines are not in the lower part of the grid. They're kind of upper midland of the grid, so it's not exactly super bearish here. We just happen to take out some stops before going higher potentially. Now we're up at the top again here, and so do we want to try going short again, or you know, what I was going to say is you could have gone long here, and this is 20 something pips up to here. Maybe you could have pulled that off, but a little late to the party here. But you still could have maybe got 10 pips out of here, maybe. It'd be nice if we could do these things in advance, of course. You know, we don't have to stop the clock here and try to make trades in the past. So, you know, I'm sure everyone would like to try this in live market instead of sim. I'm trying to do it ahead of time here, but okay, so for now, let's say this big Marubozu candle here is suggesting that we're going south, but we got a retracement here, 100% retracement, and now we're going to go south from here. Again, we'll just try it. I know it's GJ, it's probably not a good idea, but we'll just say we'll take the entry here. Okay, so we're playing the south game again because we're near here, and we did get out of our trade theoretically. Okay, so we're gonna try it again here. Alright, well, the video's getting way long, but it's worth it, you know, if you can see how this pyramiding thing, they call it, or martingale, or whatever you want to call it. It's averaging your trade. Let's just fire it up again. Let's see what happens. So be careful here. We're going south. Our take profit is a million miles away here, but let's get it back in the vicinity. We really want these guys out of the way here as well. We're in the money. We were in the money there for a bit. Okay, so now how are we doing here? Kind of in the zone there, so do we want to add? If we add, how far are we? See, we're not that far yet, so I'd prefer to be more patient. Add somewhere like out here, but wait until the white or the gray line is out there in that vicinity. You know, maybe keep this guy wherever that purple line is, right? Boop. Oh, looks like, okay, we just added, and we want to keep this guy outside, and we're keeping this guy at the purple line, right? So we added right there, and that's going to split the difference between 14 and 58. So let's call it 40 is about 20 pips in between there. So this would go up to about 34, somewhere around there. So actually, so now we're in the money because we added, and boom, there would be our profit right there. So right there. Because we're not greedy and we're going for this 34 to down to here, so we made 32 pips, something like that, right? Somewhere around there, 30 pips. You know, we'll put it somewhere a little closer, more reasonable. Let's just say we could have got 30 pips out of that one, okay? 25 pips, I don't know. You want to argue about it? So anyway, video's getting long. This is 38 minutes. So that's a demo of how you can use martingales to work with this system. Alright, that should do it for now. We'll be back. Peace, love, Kahuna.